Hey guys, welcome back. So we're looking at today's lesson 16, representing context with equations. So I just finished recording this and then it decided it was going to delete everything I recorded. So luckily everything's still wrote down. So I'm just going to go through it with everything still wrote out. So you'll only see a little bit of the screen at a time. So for this first part, we have for each situation, find two equations that could represent the situation from the bank of equations, explain what the variable represents, and determine the value of the variable. So for our first one, we have between 6 a.m. and noon, the temperature rose 12 degrees Fahrenheit to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going, it's rising 12 degrees. So we're going from some value, adding 12, and then getting to 4. So our equations that are going to represent this is taking 4 plus negative 12, or taking v plus 12 equals 4, where v is going to be negative 8, which would be our original temperature that we had before the rise. Our next situation, at midnight, the temperature was negative 6 degrees. By 4 a.m., the temperature had fallen to negative 16 degrees. So we knew what the temperature was, and then we know it falls. So we're taking negative 6, we're adding something to it to get down to negative 16. So our equations are 6 plus v equals negative 16, and v equals negative 16 plus 6. So v is going to equal 10. So we subtracted 10, or added 10 degrees to that to get down there. Negative 10. Sorry, we subtracted the 10 where we added a negative 10. So it represents how much the change is, how much it had to drop. All right, the next situation, the temperature is 0 degrees at midnight and dropping 3 degrees per hour. The temperature is negative 6 at a certain time. So we're multiplying the temperature by the 3, or a 1/3, because we're dropping. So our equation is going to be v equals negative 1/3 times negative 6, and negative 3v equals negative 6, or v equals 2, because we divide both sides by negative 3, and the 2 represents the number of hours it would take to get to that temperature. All right, for number 4, the temperature is 0 degrees at midnight and dropping 3 degrees per hour. The temperature is 9 degrees at a certain time. So once again, we're dropping, but this time we have a different a different number. We have the 3. So same idea for the equation. Negative 3v equals 9, and v equals negative 1/3 times 9. So we multiply negative 1/3 and 9, we get negative 3. So that means it's dropping at a rate of 3 degrees per hour. So it's telling us what time it would be. So how many hours it would be to get to that. All right, number 5, the temperature at 9 p.m. is 1/3 the temperature at midnight. So 1/3 of the temperature at midnight, that means that's our variable, the temperature at midnight. So we have negative 4 equals 1/3 v, and negative 4 times 3 equals v. So our temperature at midnight is negative 12 degrees. All right, our next section, we are looking at animals changing altitudes. So we're matching each diagram. So a penguin is standing 3 feet above sea level and then dives down 10 feet. What's its depth? So we have this right here because we're at the 3, and then we went down 10. The next one we're going to do is D. We're just going to do them in order, that way you can see the equation before you see the model. So D, an eagle is flying 10 feet above sea level and then dives down 3 feet above sea level. What was its change? So here we have the point because we're looking for the change between them. So we've got that it's up at 10. We've got the ending point 3. We want to find that difference between. Our next one, number 3. A shark is swimming 10 feet below sea level and then swims up, reaching 3 feet below sea level. What was its change in depth? This is F because we were down at negative 10. Our ending point is negative 3. All right, number 4 is B. A dolphin is swimming 3 feet below sea level, then jumps up 10 feet. What's the height of the jump? So notice down at negative 3, up at 7. For 5, it's C, and C states a sea turtle is swimming 3 feet below sea level and then dives down 10 feet. So we can see we're at that negative 3, and then we're going 10 further down. For 6, It is E. A pelican is flying 10 feet above sea level and then dives down, reaching 3 feet below. So we're up here at 10. We dove down. This is our ending point of -3. What was the change in depth? Now our next part is writing the equation. So like we said, the penguin was 3 feet above. It dove down 10. So it was -7 was its ending point. For the dolphin, it was -3 feet below. It jumped 10 feet. So it's at 7 feet above now. The sea turtle was at -3. It dove down 10. So now it's at -13 feet below. For the eagle, it was at 10 above. It dove down some amount to get to 3. The amount it dove down was 7. It had a change of 7. The pelican was also at 10. It dove down, but it ended up at -3 feet below sea level. So 10 minus what gives us -3? Well, that would be 13. So 10 minus 13. So its change was 13 feet. And then the shark was at -10 feet below sea level. He went up some amount to get to -3. Well, -10 plus what gives us -3? That would be 7. So his change in elevation would be 7. So these are equations to represent the situations. So putting an equation to a specific situation and context. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day. Represent is your keyword for this lesson. Represent. Bye, guys.